AMD Advanced Micro Devices. This is Brian Lewis with MMT Investing, and things just changed. Let me preface this video by saying that I've been an AMD fanboy for like 15 years, and the past year they've been one of my favorite companies, and I have not looked at AMD since this crash started, and I'm gonna look at them right now, and this is kind of impressive. I did not expect to see this. So let's dive in here and let's smash that like button right now to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. So, I mean, for like a year, AMD has just been crushing market share in processors and video processing, and just they've gone from, I think they had like 1% market share or something at the bottom, and they're gaining a huge percent of market share against Intel. It's been a big fight between them for years, for whatever, 15, 20 years. And I am casting this video from an AMD laptop, which is kind of hard to find actually, but it won't be that hard to find soon. And here's why. Because here's what the rest of the stock market did during the crash. Dead cat, bottom, bull trap. And that's what AMD did. AMD said no to the bottom, and it ran all the way back up here. That is incredible. This is one of the only companies that has said no to the crash. I mean, gold said no to the crash, but this is a company that said no to the crash. So, wow, cool. Okay, so I am gonna have to think about how and when to get into this company, because I want to get them, but I definitely don't want them this week. This is going to be one of my longs that I like a lot. I really like this company, and this is what I'm looking for in the stock market right now, is to come off this bull trap. We already turned over. You can see the bull trap right here on AMD too. We had the top of the bull trap like 3 days ago, and we're coming down, and I want to see if the stock market breaks this bottom support. If it breaks the bottom support and sets up a bull market, or if it bounces off this bottom support and sets up, wait, what did I say? Down here would be a bear market, up here would be a bull market. But this trend line is really important if we get under this thing and consolidate under it, or if we get on top of it. Yeah, that's very important. So back to AMD. I think that they're going to come down again, and I don't know where the bottom is, but let's just say the bottom is here, and let's just go to where their previous bottom was, and say they get back down to their previous bottom. And what am I looking for? So I think there's going to be a bull trap here, and then we're going to get some more down, and then we're going to have a huge reversal of fundamentals, and we're going to get an expansion out towards the presidential election that is going to be a growth and monetary expansion. Up, up. This is a down, down cycle for 3 or 4 months, which is a credit contraction, less money available, and negative growth in the business sector at the same time, which is like a negative acceleration on the currency system. And you get this kind of down, bounce, bounce kind of behavior that you see in the stock charts that we've seen in some other crashes. So maybe AMD is really, really bouncing hard. I mean, it's bouncing almost as much as gold bounced, which is incredible. So it might bounce on the next bull trap a bit higher than this, and something like that, and then we get our switch here. So I think I would like to grab a little AMD long on this little bull trap for a few weeks, and I think that would start in 3 or 4 weeks, something. I have to see how the chart goes. And then when we actually get out of this credit contraction cycle and we switch to a monetary expansion growth cycle out towards the presidential election, I'm going to be on AMD. That's going to be one of my longs. I really like them, and I think they're going to keep getting market share off Intel, and I think that they absolutely will crush the cheaper end of the consumer market for computers. They completely can undercut I mean, most of their market share now has not been like laptops and personal computers, and they can completely crush that market too because they can undercut Intel on price by a long ways because they have equal processing power and it's way less expensive. So I like I don't like tech in general in a credit contraction down cycle, and I do really like tech and industrials in this credit expansion growth area that we're looking for after the cycle. So this is a phase where AMD would be a very strong company. Like this cycle here, the next cycle is hugely in favor of AMD and Intel, and I like AMD. So that is the look, and actually kind of surprised how they got all the way back up to the top. That's crazy. Nobody did that. Who else did that? I mean, like corporate bond markets kind of did that, but I haven't looked at another stock chart, especially in the tech kind of industrial tech companies. No way. So good company, bad time, bad time to go long on them. And this is not investment advice. I don't like shorting them for sure. I'm looking to go long on them, but not this week. Bull trap, or there's a little like a little dead cat bounce I'm looking for in here, where I don't think that's enough time to go long on an AMD kind of stock. And then the bull trap is long enough, and then this is the actual time when I would care about going long, is when the market conditions switch to something that's actually positive for their company. So that's the AMD outlook.